Washington State lined up to kick it off and get this game going. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So Notre Dame's offense takes the field for the first time today. And here he is. Let me tell you about this wide receiver. He is a route-running DB, toasting, pass-catching, touchdown-scoring, woo, son of a gun.
I can't wait to see how this defense is going to try and corral this guy, because you play man-to-man, you risk him running right by you and catching the deep ball, but you play zone and you give him the opportunity to potentially make yards after the catch. You're going to have to be really careful trying to cover that dude.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking for a man, it's Moss. They're working that left side. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. 3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. From the gun, wants to pass. He finds his man. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. It's a draw. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Typically, when you see a draw play, you don't think of it being forced outside.
No, you want those defensive ends to run upfield and run downhill inside. The object is to get those guys pass rushing and running out of their gaps so you can run the ball right where they were at. That play had absolutely no chance of success.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? They want to throw it. Took a shot as he threw. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down. The Irish send out the punt unit. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. So the Washington State Cougars offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
Mike just does such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you are going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, pick everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting conference play kicked off in the Big Ten.
And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Trying to get to it. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. Here come the Irish back on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first.
Off he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
On the move at the 30. Give him 6. Touchdown, Irish. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Notre Dame 7, Washington State 0.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter. This offense needs to get that lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
They'll leave it with the lone back. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown.
Hold it. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Let's see what they've got on second down. Fast motion from the offense. Looking to throw on second down. Got his man quickly. No chance to run, but they still move it forward.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
On third down, going up top. Fires to the big fella. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Makes the grab. It's Westbrook. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. What do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
Tackle was made after the first down. The Cougars are flying down the field. They'll give it to the back. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run play action. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Pulls it in. It's Westbrook. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Washington State. On to attempt the try. Splits the uprights. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
And this sophomore quarterback just put it out there a little too far.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
To the air, it's Moss. Right on target this time. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a first down. He's starting to get in touch with his inner Joe Montana as the Irish are moving the ball up top.
And I think that's always the question with the Irish every year is who's going to play quarterback. We know their brand and we know who they are, but are they going to get ballers in that position? Are they going to get a great Ian Book, a great Brady Quinn? That's the next step, and if they find that guy, Notre Dame can do everything they want to do and be great in college football.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
So as a defensive guy, they line up their formation. You know they're heavy on one side. And then all of a sudden, boom, two guys pull, and they go the other direction. So you can't really load up and play that. That counter keeps you off balance as a defense and makes you really be honest.
Gets it out fast. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. First down to start the drive after the break. Here's the handoff. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Got some work to do after that last play. 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. And the field goal unit is on the field. And he'll need to curl this one in from 44 yards out on the right hash. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
That's caught. It's Winston. At the 35, he's open. Nothing but green ahead. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Washington State ready to go with another first down. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Wazoo.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking downfield, it's Moss. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
I'll say this, man, in college football you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Breaks the tackle. Still running at the 40. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. New set of downs after that completion. Leaves it with the running back. Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground. He's got it again. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Makes the grab. It's Booth.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
On second down, he'll fire. Got it! That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and I love running the football down the red zone. You've got to be able to do it. First down, obviously, is the right down to do it. But now, limits the options a little bit more. Second down after that loss of yards play.
He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. This whole red zone offense thing has been a little shaky. They've been stopped twice already. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field. When I run that post route, QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee, and they'll bring it to the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. He's looking to throw it. Buys a little extra time. He'll fire to his right. And that pass picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. A first down for the offense. Dropping back, it's Moss. Fires to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. After the misfire, now on second down. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it first and 10 now inside the 50. He wants to throw. A strike downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Looking to throw it again. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Looking to move it through the air. Working that left side now. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Quickly out to the tight end. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cougar. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here come the Irish back on offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it in halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the 2nd half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Looking to throw, it's Moss. Fires downfield. Makes the grab. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Going up top on 1st down. Finds his man. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on 3rd. Feeling some heat. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. They'll look to pin them deep. Excellent job on the punt. Bounces out of bounds at the 5, and they'll have 95 yards to go in front of them. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. They're not afraid to let one fly from back here. Gets it out quickly. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the 2nd half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
It'll be a draw. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
And they try to sneak the draw play in there and try to show pass right away, get it to the running back. Defense not fooled in the slightest. Nice job getting upfield, getting to the running back, getting him on the ground.
Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Wazoo headed to the line with another first down. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Keeps the legs moving. How about the patience from this sophomore to hunt that green grass? Washington State has it all working right now. Holds and fires complete to the right. Across the 25, he's got room. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Makes his connection. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington State. This dude is absolutely taking a flamethrower to this secondary, torching everybody in sight.
So find something different, right? Like double team him, do whatever it takes to not let that guy beat you. He's just consistently being the one that's destroying you. You got to find a way to make somebody else work, make somebody else beat you.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Here comes the offense on second down. Red pass, it's complete. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down.
And the defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get two bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
The coaching staff defensively, they harp on this unit to be more physical, to fly to the football and gang tackle. You're seeing all of that in this game. That's why they're one of the best run defenses in the nation.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. An ill-advised play by that defender as he makes contact. Well after the throw, and it'll cost his defense. Let's go. Quick release on the RPO. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage. The Irish send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Hauls it in, looking for space. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Those are the kind of plays in the second half you have to make. This back has had plenty of success. He's gotten a lot of touches. Now, defensively, we got to show him things are about to be different.
Back to the ground game on the left. Ball down at the 39-yard line, but he's got 15 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
And that's just an example of the defense having a better play call than you have on offense. I like the creativity offensively, but how about the defense having their cornerback in position to make the play?
Blasted as he lets it go. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Washington State sends out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here come the Irish, back on offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Back to throw, it's Moss. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down. They've done a really good job creating the matchups they want out of the slot.
Yeah, dude, get that guy matched up on a linebacker. That guy matched up on a safety. Keep him away from the corners by putting him in the slot. Get him the football, let him make plays.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the 1st down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that 1st down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. He's looking to throw. It's caught. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. Notre Dame ready to go with another 1st down. Wide out in motion. To the air on 1st down. Quick strike complete. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
They'll try the run. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. Wants to throw. It's Moss. Trying to get rid of it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On 4th down, looking to pass. It's complete. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
And it's an incomplete pass over the middle.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Handoff from the gun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the job by this defense? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Line gets set, 1st down. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
This is one of the reasons I love this linebacker. He is an outstanding pass rusher. He's got speed, he's got quickness and agility to avoid the offensive linemen, running backs, and tight ends on his way to the quarterback.
And he's knocked down.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. They'll go to the fullback. Looks as if that'll be enough to give Washington State a 1st down.
And you give it to the big boy. I like that. Those guys are really stout. They're usually not very tall, thick as can be, used to hitting linebackers. That's what they chew on linebackers for a living. I love when you give them the football, they lower their shoulder and get that 1st down for them.
Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. And the Cougars have their offense in high gear. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Buys a little time with his feet. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd down. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run, and then that offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. Used to see that play a ton back in the day. You just don't see much of it anymore.
He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Cougar! And they take it in for 6 more points.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
35. Notre Dame, 17.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got a man, it's Booth. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Fires to the tight end. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Looking for a man. It's Moss. Unloads to the right. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. He'll just keep slinging it. It's complete. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Wants to fire on second down. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. On first and goal, Notre Dame will try to get it in the end zone.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Wants to go up top. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Makes the catch. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Notre Dame right back to the line. Needs to get it in the end zone on third and goal. He's got it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Man, find your weapons. Nice job by the quarterback, finding the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
And with the extra point, they now trail 35-24. That is what they mean when they say ball control. A 14-play touchdown drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick.
And there's still life in this team. Obviously, they're down here in the fourth quarter, but they're able to execute the onside kick. They retain possession. And now let's see what happens.
Got the back over the middle. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. The offense will use a timeout with 25 seconds left. Looking to pass. It's Moss. He's got his man. And he broke 1 tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. And they'll get to the line and spike it to stop the clock. Third and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. With the clock running, this should be the final play. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Got it past the marker. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun.